Wonderful, Adene. We have you live back for the second time.
Hello.
Us for joining us for the piece of puzzle here with Yes Exclusive Flowers.
Thank
And
you for having
I
me.
have to tell you, we're dying seeing you in front of those beautiful, beautiful flowers that you're sitting in front of. First of all, thank you for joining.
Thank you
Um,
so much for having
I
me.
hope everyone who will like join us enjoy also your flowers, and I can already promise that you have some great news coming up. Yeah,
Yes.
for our people, and I'm very excited that you can share this here with us. But maybe for people who right now don't know where you are based or exactly what you're doing, I mean, Adene's Farm Flowers says a lot. But maybe you can just explain, like, where are you based? What are you growing? So that people just get an idea of what you're doing.
Okay. So we are a medium-sized flower farm called Adene's Farm Flowers, and we're located about an hour and 15 minutes drive outside of Cape Town.
Mhm.
Then we grow quite a lot of varieties. I haven't counted, but I think it's about 200, 300 if you count the varieties
Wow.
and the colors, 400 even with the dahlias. So our main varieties we grow are dahlias, it's roses, garden roses, it's hydrangeas, it's chocolate lace, it's amaranthus, and then we've got a lot of seasonals like cosmos, strawflower, comprena. I mean, a whole lot. Yeah, like I say, many varieties.
And what is it that you grow? Like, what is the season right now? Because I mean, generally, we all know like this is end of season. What is it
Yeah.
that you still have on the farm right now?
So it's actually quite interesting because yeah, I started my anemones quite early this year. As a grower, I can germinate them in the cold room. So I wanted to
Mhm.
test because I wanted to have like a nice flow in, still have like flowers right through the season because of my
Yes.
Oranjezig market as well, where I need to have
Yes.
flowers straight through the year. So
Mhm.
I planted the anemones early and they're flowering now, which is quite interesting.
Oh,
And they'll probably start giving nice tall stems when
and
they
how
are in the
big? How
bulb.
big they are?
Yeah, and I mean they'll probably start giving tall stems in the next few weeks. But yeah, at the moment our season is definitely going into low season. So dahlias finished. They literally, it's quite sad actually. They're like dead outside. So we'll start digging them up soon. Uh, our hydrangeas are like popping up like crazy. I mean, look there,
Yeah,
how
show
beautiful.
us some of your flowers. We want to see flowers. We have
They, I mean, they are
again for
exquisite.
the last week.
Yeah, these hydrangeas they are exquisite. They are from, I imported the plants from Holland. They're still young plants, so the stems are not like fully like tall. But yeah,
Yeah.
they are just giving flowers like crazy. It's absolutely amazing. So and amaranthus and grasses are obviously also still in season. So that will probably go on till I would say about June month. And then, yeah, so most of our things like cosmos, strawflower, everything going down, and then amaranthus and all of that is still in here. And then June, July month, we usually like very quiet, and then we start selling anemones, ranuncles, all the Italian stuff from I would say about July onwards. We start getting busy again with like stocks and all of that winter seasonals.
Only listening to the word ranuncles that gives me actually a warm feeling. Like only the name to hear is just like, oh my gosh. Tell
Time.
us a little bit about your flowers. Show us some of your flowers that you have in the background. Maybe show them in like in the camera or whatever. You can see flowers.
Okay, I'll show you. I just have to say we literally stopped spraying everything the past 5 weeks because we spray mostly organic, so it's quite expensive. So we decided to stop spraying it because our season is anyways going down. So the
Yes.
little bit we will be able to sell, we will be able to still sell, but like things like roses must be sprayed that I can see. I can see the quality is not like 100% like we usually have it, but I mean the rest
Okay.
is actually like the quality is fantastic. Even though we're not spraying, it's like wonderful. But let me show you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there we've got our
Oh my
roses
gosh.
and
Wow,
the
wow, wow.
beautiful hydrangeas. Oh, I love them, and the color is so stunning. We've got lots of
Yes.
white. We've got whites and we've got greens. We've got a
So
whole lot of.
strong. Normally, sometimes they are fluffy. I can see when you put your hands on it, it's very strong.
It is quite firm. And funny, this variety from Holland, it's not big heads, not necessarily. It's quite manageable size heads, but the plant, it gives quite a bit of heads, which is quite nice. Okay, let me show. Oh, and then we've got more. This is like literally the last Cafe of the season we've
Oh,
for you.
you can see. Wow.
I mean, these ones are, I mean, they're called the queen of dahlias.
Yes.
They are like the most popular ones. So they are nice and fluffy and beautiful.
Wonderful.
And the size, I mean, the size is always such a, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, they're actually quite small now. At the end of the season, they become small, but I'm just going to take a head off and show you how beautiful they are.
Oh, wow.
They are gorgeous. Oh, it's difficult to
Bigger than
maneuver
the
this
palm of your
camera.
hand. Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then the chocolate lace, which I absolutely adore. More roses. So these roses are actually, it's a South African, we buy it from Ludwig, so it's free and loyal, but it looks like the white.
Wonderful.
O'Hara.
What is it? What sort is this? What you have that looks like an O'Hara? What is it called?
It's free and loyal.
Free and
they're
loyal.
big, eh? They are massive big. And the other thing which I also like about them, they don't have thorns, which are fantastic.
Exactly. But do they have scent?
Yes, beautiful scent. I mean, I can, while I'm standing here, I'm like smelling. I'm just getting this fantastic, beautiful scent from it.
Very, very nice.
And then another favorite of mine are the salmon balls. Oh, and see, we've actually started growing carnations for the first time.
Oh,
And
wow.
they have a beautiful, is it like an antique pink
Yeah.
color?
Yeah, it's like a brownish.
Brownish.
It's difficult to explain. It's like a very like toned down brownish type of look. And then obviously, yes, our anemones. The anemones, they need light to open up, and these ones
Yes.
So they don't
And
have
it's
any
also
light.
interesting, maybe the most of the people don't know, like that anemones go to sleep at night.
Yes. So let me just get a nice one here. Oh, it's difficult. They're not open. Here's one that's a little bit open. But these ones are still, they're babies. So there's one. Oh, it's difficult to maneuver the camera.
No, it's perfect.
So they still, because if I go to that side, it actually goes to the other side.
In front of you, like on your pullover, then it's the dark background.
Yes, beautiful. Oh, wow.
Okay, so the anemones, they're actually for, I would say, the first 3 days when they start blooming, they close when there's no light. So about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when it's still light outside, but the sun is like getting less, they close up. And in the morning about 9, 10-ish, they open up again. But as they get older, they stay open. So it's always good for a florist to order the anemones, and I would even say ranuncles about 3 or 4 days before the wedding, that they can open up. And you know what's the other exciting thing about these ones? They also grow like tulips, so they grow in the vase. So the stems, they just become longer and longer. But I would say like within a week, because they last quite long, they last about 9 days in the vase.
Yeah.
And within a week, I would say the stems probably gets like 40-50% longer. So it's actually quite amazing to see how tall they get in the vase after you've purchased them.
Sorry, just the sad thing actually with the most of our flowers here in South Africa, they mostly used on events. So they are just used for a very, very short period of 1 day. And sometimes they go just to waste, or they not really go for a full waste life. What you have normally when you buy flowers in a bunch that you have at home. And then you can have the full 9 days.
Yeah, and on the one side, I love the fact that I'm supplying wedding florists. And you can have beautiful flowers that only last like 4 days, like these Cafe. I mean, they only last 4 days, but they're still popular and we still sell them and all the rest. But commercially, they won't last. But these ones, we're actually selling to Woolworths as well this season, which is quite exciting, because they last nice and long. Okay, let me show you more. Okay. Then also the last dahlias of the season. There's some nice flashy ball dahlias. And then let me show you. They are so small now, these ones. They are
Yeah.
so
But
small.
even smaller, still big.
No, they're usually like, I would say about 40% bigger, and yeah, but yeah, so small, but they still look beautiful.
But beautiful,
And then
beautiful.
cosmos, you know,
Mhm.
and then I love my amaranthus.
Yes, with all these beautiful colors. And I saw you also growing dreadlocks now. I love
So,
dreadlocks.
oh
Dreadlocks.
yes, they are magnificent. I love them. They're
Me
actually
too.
my favorites now. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're also growing them. I have to say, like, I've got a little tale. When my workers, I always tell them, amaranthus, they are my babies. You're not allowed when you weed to actually pull one out. So
Yeah.
if you come and visit the farm ever, you'll see that everywhere you walk, like randomly in the middle of like a gomprino row, there would be like an amaranthus that comes up. So I really, because this is like one of the first things I started growing. So they're very close to my heart. I love them.
In a lot of African countries, it is actually food.
Yes, I know, and because I've got a lot of Zimbabweans working for me as well, and the one time, the first time, Isabel is one of my workers that's been with me for quite a while, but the first day she started working here, she walked past some amaranthus and she started laughing, and I was like, why are you laughing? She's like, but this is a weed. In Zimbabwe, it grows all over, like everywhere. Like we pull it out, and you're using it as a flower. You crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like a crazy flower world.
Yeah. It works for us, and it's beautiful. Okay.
Yes,
It is.
Show you
It
more.
is.
So tell us just, Adene, what colors do you have? I see green. I see like what colors
Yes,
do you
yellow mustard, right?
So we've actually so we've got the copper amaranthus, which I love. So these are
Beautiful
copper.
color.
Then you get your that's actually like they call it coral fountains, I think. So it's actually like a salmony pink color. I call it dusty pink.
Yeah,
Okay.
dusty
Then you
pink. I
get
would
your
also say.
Yeah, you get your burgundy and then you get your green. And then we've actually got like a black color as well, which you can't see. And then the dreadlock color is also darker than this because this one
Yes.
also tends to go more cerise than burgundy for me, although it works very well with burgundy. But we've got a
Yes.
darker color than this. Yeah, then we've got our copper and then we've got like what we call black leaf amaranthus.
Wonderful. That's cool.
Um,
I see the straw flowers in the back.
Yeah, look at that.
And do you also dry them or you just sell them as they are?
These ones we are just selling as they are.
Okay.
But we might, if we've got some extra, we might actually dry them.
Okay.
I tried to dry some of my amaranthus and they didn't dry very well. I have to say they kind of turned like brownie, and I thought that they would keep the color, and they actually didn't.
Now
They
you
didn't keep the
need
color.
maybe to preserve them and then they can be dried.
Yeah, I should probably have. Okay.
Wow.
And then we've just got other seasonals here like umperina.
Yes, Comfrina. I like these little guys. They are so cute.
Yeah, those ones. I love these ones. They've got a nice blushy. They're usually much more blushy than they are now. End of the season, dahlias tend to like change color, and yeah, just the form just becomes a bit funny. Okay. Yeah, so that's
Wonderful.
basically it.
Oh,
That's
there's
a
more
lot.
flowers that we have seen the
That's
last 5
5
weeks.
weeks.
But we've got, I mean, we've in season we've got many more, and of everything you see here, we've got like, especially in dahlias, we've got 100 different colors. So we've got
Yes, we
from
know.
black till orange till which other color you want. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's people they like Christine from Husband and Wife. Hello, how are you? She said we are missing flowers so much. I think we all are on the same page. We miss flowers so much, and maybe now we can come to Lebo's question. She said when we are getting flowers back into the market. So there is a basic information for all those that maybe don't have heard yet. The flower market starts operating from the 1st of May. There was quite a totally like a little bit of confusion because they first said they can open, then they withdrawn, and now they said they opened. This morning I heard farmers can actually deliver to the market. So the plan is actually going ahead. That means from the 1st of May, in a limited capacity, the market starts working again, and we will see how that will go, particularly in terms of Mother's Day. And the question is, what about you?
Are you open? How can people get flowers, Adene?
So we're open. We're open from the 1st of May. We're very and we're very excited to be open. Oh my goodness. Because I know everyone's been missing our flowers so much. I think I'll probably pack a box for all my florists and send it out. So yeah, we definitely open. People can email us. I'll send a box to you, of course. You're on my top list. So you can email us if you want to place an order, and we'll send it out. I've got a question. So yeah, because I've got florists asking me if they can open their shops if they've got flower shops. Are they allowed?
This is a very difficult question at the moment. I would answer it that way, and I have already tried to figure out what is the legal status for right now. I have sent a couple of messages and emails to the multiflora market. I have not received an answer, but I spoke to growers and to colleagues like wholesaler of mine, and the situation that they give or reflect is the following. The market reads the declaration of the government like that agriculture and floriculture is part of the release of stage 4 of the new lockdown. That means that shops could open, but to make sure they also have permit, which is at the moment the permit which is only available to apply for funeral service. So I know this is not a very clear answer, but we have not got clear answers. And I want nobody to open a shop without a permit. So they can send us a message. We can send them the link where they can apply for, that they at least have a permit. I would not say open a shop without a permit.
We are still in lockdown. Lockdown stage 4 means that there is still lockdown regulations that everyone needs to adhere to.
Yeah.
So lockdown stage 5 is lockdown stage 5. So we are entering lockdown stage 4, which still has some rules and regulations. So I would not, with a good heart, suggest that people just open their shops. No, you should still just continue getting their legal permits in order, and maybe they also ask multiflora, because right now that is the only source of information. Unfortunately, we have not received any feedback, because we would be the first one also to officially announce what would be the recommendation or the feedback. But what we know is that everyone that's operating on the market, they also have a permit for that. So that's why I would just suggest, to be on the safe side, go and get your permit in order, so that no one can basically be harmed also in the process of doing what they need to do to support their families.
Yes.
Okay. No, wonderful. That's a good answer.
It's really not a very sufficient solution or answer. This is just the current situation, and we really hope that we will get an answer from multiflora, because I believe that when they have decided to open the market, they also have given a thought, like, who's going to buy then the flowers that are traded at the market.
Exactly.
So
it doesn't help it's open and you can't sell to florists. So,
but sometimes, this is also sometimes not so true. So we just want to be or to recommend that everyone is on the safe side. because we don't want anyone to get into trouble because they just want to open their flower shops. So we want really that everyone is just going to get their permits in order, so at least they have a base to be able to work for, like under. And then I think in the following weeks there will be more statements from government and ministries to actually announce what are the proper steps to do that.
Yeah, it's actually strange that there isn't like a hotline, like a government hotline you can phone and like get answers from, because I mean there's so many people out there that doesn't know. Can we open? Can we not open? What's going on? You know,
you won't believe, like since last week Thursday, we've got about, I don't know, I would say about 100 calls from florists. They're all asking me. I mean, I'm not the Minister of Agriculture or whatever, you know, but people believe that we know things, but also we are depending on other information, official information. So we can't actually, and when we can't reach people that we believe they should also show responsibility, that's quite difficult for us then to give. Yes, exactly.
That I'm reading just now is we got a question: how can you help people from outside South Africa to continue with the business? We are in Lesotho and missing flowers. So export is possible with stage 4 of lockdown regulations. Like export of flowers is possible. So you can either contact us or you can go to the Johannesburg, like get in touch with the market. So export regulations is open in stage 4.
But there is one thing that you always have to consider. At the moment, there is only one flight, for example, from Cape Town to Johannesburg, which is a freighter, which is horrible expensive. We got a quote last week, which is 55 rand per kilogram, plus 750 rand for a document, which almost makes it not really feasible to transport. The transport on road is possible, is also like possible overnight. We have not tried that one, but we tried last week. We sent for a couple of funeral requests, flowers to different locations. And even that is very difficult. The last one that was picked up last Monday is going to be delivered tomorrow. So that is very, very difficult. And because at the moment the road transport, they have roadblocks, like 3 or 4 roadblocks from here, let's say from George to Johannesburg, and that makes all of these transports, the delay of all of these transports. So
the other thing is, which is quite difficult, you can be stopped at a roadblock and you can get a policeman that doesn't want to let you go through. That's the other problem.
Yeah. Well, these are transport companies. So what they also have to do, they have to take out each and every box, because we need special labeling. Every box needs to have special labeling in addition to the regular labels. So our
have 5 sticker on the box.
Yes,
5 different documents stick the box,
and they all need to check all the boxes in each and every bag, basically. So it takes also a lot of time, and that times 4 or 5. It's a long process.
Yes, so it's not back to normal, not at all. I want just to give not the feeling that on Saturday everything is back to normal. Nothing is back to normal.
Yeah.
So
and the other thing is, as well, I think courier companies are going to be totally overwhelmed when it's the 1st of May. You know, because I know for a fact I need to post like about 400 packages, you know, to go all over South Africa. So it's things like that, even more. So they're just going to be so overwhelmed from every area. So it's going to take much longer, because they're also running on limited stock.
To understand that, like, they can only order these flowers for the moment when they have the permit, as same as you have the permit or we have the permit, and the courier company needs to have the permit. So all of the supplier involved in this delivery chain need to have the permit. So this is for the moment the line that we have to go.
Okay.
So just because you say now you have about 400 parcels, so how are you going to send your flowers? Like, I mean, for Mother's Day, I think for a lot of florists, just, I mean, get their hands somehow on flowers would be amazing. But how are you going to send your flowers? And like maybe let people know how they can get in touch with you. Do you still have flowers? I mean, your prognosis, when you say you already know that you're going to send a lot of flowers, and people still like approach you for some flowers, like
Yes.
how can we support you?
So everyone can email us, and then we can tell you. Well, I think I'll probably send out an email as well closer to the 1st of May, just telling everyone exactly what we've got, and then they can order from there. Our season is busy going down, so obviously we don't have as much, but we've got some of the stock like chocolates, comprina, hydrangeas, all of that. We've got quite a bit, so that would be no problem. Yeah, so they can just pop us
What
an
is
email.
your email address, Adene, again? Just tell people what is your email address again?
info@adeneflowers, that's .za, and my name is spelled A for apple, D for donkey, E for elephant, N for Nachi, and E for elephant.
Okay.
A lot of elephants in there.
Sorry. So, but I don't think we will be able. We'll probably not send or fly the orders at the moment. I think we will drop off in Cape Town as we usually do at our central spots where we drop off, where the customers can. But I don't think we'll send to Joburg and Durban. Yeah, these coming weeks.
Just too risky.
Yes.
It's too risky.
I think a great way also of people, like, I mean, now with the announcement also that everyone is forced to wear masks, a great initiative that you is that people actually can get your flowers still home in a different way, in a different shape and form. So just tell people like about your latest project.
1 second. I just read from Amanda. Maybe just put it in. Amanda says, can you share the link for the permit? Like, please,
Yes.
if you want to have the link, because it's a whole document, send me a WhatsApp to 082 72 50690, and I will provide the link to everyone that is actually sending me a message. Yeah, sorry. So
Do you
now,
have
please.
to have a registered company to actually get a permit? Because when I
Yes,
went on, they asked your company details. So I mean, obviously, I'm a PTY company, so it wasn't a problem. But I was just wondering because most florists are not companies; they're not registered.
That is actually a very bad situation, and that's a totally different topic at the moment. But we always recommend people to have a proper company, whatever, a proper registration, register your staff, because things like that can also help in a crisis right now. When you have registered staff, you don't have to terminate their contracts, because for now there is a UAF support, and you can maybe apply for support, government funds.
Yeah.
And this is not always bad, but I think a lot of people might also rethink the structure of their businesses for now.
Yeah, I know. It would be wonderful if everyone can have register as a company, because I know sometimes VAT is an issue if you charge a client VAT and she's not VAT registered.
It's not only necessary that right from the beginning you have to charge VAT. There is a certain amount until you have to pay or to charge VAT. So, like, as a startup company, you can register your company, and you are not entitled right from the beginning to charge VAT until you reach a turnover that you then have to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the turnover is about 1 million.
Yeah, but also, I mean, charging VAT is not as bad as it is, because you also can claim VAT back for everything that you buy.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But it's not nice if you get a VAT payment, you have to make the sauce. Yeah.
I mean, we all would I mean, it's not something that anyone likes to do because also it's more administration. No, I mean, to be quite
I
honest, I
know.
mean, it's not just, it is a lot of more additional work to be vet registered, but by the end of the day, it's the way how to do legal business, and it's the way how
Yeah.
you can actually, in a legal way, also like have a stand in the international or even national flower world, you know. So if you are just operating from the back door, that doesn't mean that you cannot register for your
Yeah.
business, you know. So
It's
you should
actually, I
register.
don't find it as much work because my accountant actually does all of it. And then I just pay them at the end of the month. And it's actually, the payment is not as much as I thought it would be. So it's not, I mean, it's, yeah, it's
And
not a
it
big
keeps
amount.
the
So,
stress off your back, you know. I mean, I hate numbers, honestly saying. I
me
don't
too.
want to do this. It's just gives me a headache. So we also like when we grew faster, we then decided to employ a lady. She is our accountant, Susan, and she she's brilliant. I mean, since then I have no sleepless nights anymore because of
Yeah.
numbers, because otherwise it was just like very difficult. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, we wanted to hear a little bit about your masks, and
Yes.
maybe
Okay.
for the finance advice, we take another session.
Yeah. So it's actually quite a sweet story. So Jeanette from Paramiti phoned me. Yo, I don't keep track of days, but she phoned me
No
one
problem.
afternoon.
One day
It was
like the
actually
other
the night
these
the
days.
president spoke. That night the president spoke. She phoned me about 5 o'clock or 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just chatted about normal floristry and flower stuff. And then she said, Adene, I've got a great idea for you. I'm not finding any face masks which I like. You know, I want something beautiful. I want something pretty, as we all do. And I'm like, oh, Jeanette, I know. I've also like started searching the web for nice flower marks, and there's
Yeah.
nothing out there. It's really not nice, you know. It's not beautiful, pretty at all. And she's like, well, I think you've got to make some, you know, with your flat lace, you've already got it. I mean, we've got the print shop on our website where you can order like materials or any, like, you know, tablecloths or wallpaper, whatever. So everything was already there.
Yeah.
So after we hung up, I mean, great idea. Thank you, Jeanette. You are so lovely to give me that wonderful idea. After that, I phoned Anya, my business partner, and she's the graphic artist and artist. I phoned her and I'm like, Anya, I've got like a wonderful idea, but the problem is we'll probably need to like launch this tomorrow morning. Are you keen to do it? And she's like, so she sat like till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was like busy designing it. And the next morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the whole range was up. And people are loving it. They are absolutely
Yeah,
loving it.
definitely.
And so what was the most important? Number one, quality is always the most important and number one for me.
Yes.
So the quality of material, absolutely excellent, and the design, beautiful. And okay, so we've got 3-layer mask. So the front layer is obviously the beautiful cotton twill layer we get printed. The second layer is the filter. So you've got to have like a filter in, and it's a washable filter. So you can wash the whole thing, and then a back layer of cotton. And then I told you earlier, you've got to do like a little test to see if the mask you are wearing is working. And how you know is if you lit like a candle or something in front of you, and you can blow through it and like blow the candle out, that's not a good mask. So you can't blow through it and be able to blow something like in front of you. So yeah, we've got the best quality. It's like according to government regulations, and you're gonna look so hot in it. And I actually sat in on a fitting yesterday, and I was so overwhelmed. It's absolutely beautiful. We started making jokes saying afterwards we're gonna stick like sew it together and use it as like bras because it's so
Okay, then maybe make a bigger flat lay for me.
it's so beautiful, really. I'm so excited to show you. I'm getting my sample today, and then we're going. Yeah, so we quickly realized that we can't have it like made at because I wanted to support wedding designers and have it made there, but we just quickly realized that we need a factory produce it for us as quick as possible because people obviously want it quickly. So we're going into production now, and it will be finished by this coming Monday, the 4th of May, and then we'll start couriering it out all over South Africa.
Wonderful. So if you have maybe need of overproduction or something like that, I also heard from a couple of bedding like supplier, like tablecloth hiring or Kate from something different. They also like produce normal masks for now. Maybe they would be interested to produce pretty ones.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
And
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
that's
thinking here, I
fantastic.
think your bra experiment, you need to work on that. People are liking the idea.
But I'll start posting pictures once I've got it. But it's absolutely spectacular. It's so pretty. So yeah, I'm
So
very
if people
excited
wanted
about that.
if people wanted to buy, so like how can they get hold of it? You have to
So they can go on my Instagram, Adene Flowers, or on my Facebook, Adene's Farm Flowers, and they'll find links because I do posts all the time. But otherwise, they can purchase it on my website, which is www.adeneflowers.co.za. So they can go on the under print shop. They'll find face masks. Yeah, they can purchase it online, and we'll courier it out to them.
Wonderful idea. We love that, and we love to support that. If you like, we can actually share this on our web shop, so that we can also share your wonderful idea. So that would be a great pleasure.
We've got wholesale prices, the wholesale price is very, very good. So people can contact me and they can resell it.
Wonderful. You see, I think that is a wonderful actually message. And we wanted to talk about flowers. By the end of the day, we are talking about bras, and maybe what will come out of this. We will have an underwear company.
Yeah, and I mean that's
you never know.
About this completely so uncertain times. We've got to reinvent ourselves. We've got to see who needs what, Is there somewhere a need which we as florists can go out and actually do something else? Because I think, the next year, pretty uncertain in terms of weddings, which is our main income as a flower farm. We sell 90% of our flowers to weddings. So very uncertain times. And you've got to reinvent yourself and see how you can keep your business going.
Yes, and I mean, most of the people, that have a business, we also have a responsibility towards our staff, So as much as we would maybe also crawl under the blanket and like hide, we have to try to figure out like how we can support our staff and their families by doing that. And I think it is quite tough right now. Don't take us wrong. Also for us, we are sometimes thinking, okay, what are we going to do? Because the future, as you said, specifically for weddings, where our flower industry just generally is so strongly tied to, because there is not a real florist shop culture in South Africa, as in maybe Europe, where you have a lot of florist shop around each and every corner, on each and every street. Our flower market is very, very tied to the weddings, which we know will not happen. I'm pretty sure
that it will happen. My personal wish would be that a lot of event florists right now take action to either open a shop or even do deliveries, like door to door. Like that would be amazing to have a little like an online business or whatever, and even open maybe doors for themselves or for delivery companies. You can even sell like a mixed box to a private home, Sometimes people are just happy to get a surprise box. Why not? In Europe, we know about that. We know farm boxes. We know farm boxes for our business. We send sometimes just like for wholesaler or for shops, we send out farm boxes and we get from farms when they have an overflow of maybe certain varieties, that they have not maybe a particular order for.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant idea. They should. And I've actually also got another idea which I'm going to do, which is similar actually to your idea. So I was thinking I'm going to get agents all over South Africa, like 30, 40, 50, like they can be florists or they can just be normal people. But it must be people with quite a bit of, are you there still? Because I can see your
Yes,
your connection is fading a little bit.
we are quietly listening to you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like about like I say, many agents. I'll only have a certain amount in each I don't want to say village, what do you call it, town, in each dorp. I'll only have a certain amount that they are not to be competition for each other, and then obviously I will deliver those my flowers to them at a better price, at a wholesale price, or like something between florist and wholesale price.
Yes.
Then it needs to be, the agents needs to be people that's got a lot of contacts, so people that knows a lot of people. Then she gets like a WhatsApp group, and every week she WhatsApps her 200 ladies sitting in the houses all over her town, and she says, listen here, getting fresh flowers in from Yes Exclusive and Adene's Farm Flowers, or who's interested, this is what's going. And then they come and actually go and get the flowers from her. She only takes orders, maybe like 10 or 20% more for people that number 99 needs something for like a small party or whatever.
Yes.
And then it's her responsibility to actually distribute, to give it out to everyone.
Yeah.
The thing is, this actually kind of happened just before lockdown. There was a girl close by Stellenbosch, Paulside, and she decided she wanted to spark joy. And there's a flyer. She wanted to.
You still have that life from last week.
Feeling happy around the flowers.
Spark some joy. She's not a florist, but she's got quite a few she's got quite a few coffee shops in Stellenbosch, so she's got a lot of contacts, and she wanted to spark joy, and she's got a WhatsApp group, a standing WhatsApp group, and she asked the ladies who wants, and I promise you the orders, they flew in. She made, I want to say the amount, but I also don't want to say the amount because I'm sure a lot of people know.
No, I totally believe you.
And she made she made a lot. What other people make in like 2-3 months, she made in a day or two. So it's really like you could really make a nice living from it, and you can support yourself and your family. If you want to become an agent, you're welcome to contact me. And
that is actually a brilliant idea. And like, interesting enough, we go a long way together. Actually, similarity, we have started somehow in the same time when you started your farm. We started actually, and we have talked quite like at the beginning, and it's nice to see actually everyone's growth in a totally different way, but still in the same direction, and we also, as our business has grown, we partnered up with wholesaler, with Joburg Market, with Durban and Port Elizabeth, and we got also requests in different areas where maybe is more a remote area where flowers actually not can be flown in so easily. That let's say we fly it to that airport and everybody can pick it up. So we also partnered up with smaller, like kind of wholesale points where we try to distribute the flowers. Maybe we should partner up a little bit, like give
that's the only way I can see my flower farm going on, because I've got thousands of branches that needs to be moved every week, and what to do if the weddings are not going to be big maybe this year or not at all, So I still have a little bit of commercial, like Woolworths takes a bit and all the rest, and I can maybe move a little bit more. But I'll definitely need to do something like this, like the agents.
Yes, wonderful. I think I'm always saying every crisis has a good thing that comes out there, and I think the need for people to think ahead, outside the box, and ahead the plate, that will also change our new world. And I 100% sure that our new world will, in certain ways, be better than the world that we left 5 weeks ago.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I can already feel how I've changed, and yeah, and I mean, just my family life overall with my kids and all the rest. It's something that I've wanted like for so long, just to take a few months off and just spend quality time with my kids. And the past 2 months I've had that, which is wonderful. So yeah, that's kind of a blessing, and I'm sure hopefully it will continue a little bit longer for me. But yeah,
you know, it sounds strange. I even don't know if I should say that, but I said to Elsie yesterday, if I would die tomorrow like a natural death, I hope so. I would say the last 5 weeks was the best weeks in my life, because I had time, I could sleep, I had my child with me. You know, I could cook, and it was even that we all have this big like burden on our, like, financially and like business wise, that we all have this big burden on our back. But as in my personal life, I have never been so peaceful and yeah and relaxed actually than the last couple of weeks.
Because you can't do anything. You can't anyway.
I mean, the good thing is, you know that no matter who you talk to, they're all sitting in the same position. You know, there's no one currently, I mean, that you will talk to that they will say, hey, my business is booming. And I mean, except for maybe when you're in the sanitizing industry or you're doing masks right
or
now.
Or like food or something, yeah.
Yes, but the last 5 weeks, like just before that, we all were sitting in the exact same position, and that for some extent gave us all a certain peace, because we all knew no matter, like, if you wake up at 6 or at 5 or at 7, it will not change. Like, nothing will change on the situation that you're in right now. So you might as well just sleep until 8. No, so because it's like that. So that is it. But maybe we have
a couple of comments. Before we carry on, I would go to the comments.
We have Andre here. Hi, Andre. Actually, he asked.
Andre is a great florist. Actually,
he asked if you have printed wallpaper motifs with flowers available.
Yes, I've got quite a bit. You can go and have a look on my website, adeneflowers.co.za. And then under the print shop. So there's quite a bit. You can go and have a look there.
Yeah, you see, we should open the lingerie production. That
is here. Kelsey says make lingerie and bathing costumes and kimonos. I love my floral kimonos.
Oh, yes, that's a great idea, Kelsey. Thanks.
So
I love Kelsey. She gives like the best tips ever.
Amazing, amazing. And Bea, hi Bea. Wie geht's dir? Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. I'm sorry, this is German, because I know she understands what I'm saying.
So just saying, how are you, and hope she's doing well.
Yeah, Adene. Well done, Adene, she says also.
Okay. Yeah, but I just also want to say, I think in this time, we all need to take hands, and we all need to, you know, help each other. If you've got a good idea, share it. And the same with us. I mean, if we've got a good idea now with this agent idea of mine, you know, I can give 50 people, I can give an income and work that they can actually keep on being florists. And yeah, so I think if you've got ideas, share it. We all will need the support in the next year.
I think generally, I mean, and this is a trend that has been there just before lockdown, but I think now more than ever, I think supporting local producers of whatever kind, whether it's flowers or vegetable, fruit, local production, will just also be in the focus for a lot of people. And I think it's right, because we have all taken a very deep dip. Like financially, our businesses has suffered. I mean, I think no one can say that their business have not suffered during this time. And I think the more we can do to support each other and support local businesses, I mean, in any case, there will be also for our part, there will be imports maybe at some stage, but wherever we can support a local business growing and feeding their families and helping their staff, this is what everyone needs to do in their own respective areas where they can. I think that is just very, very important to maybe go to the local restaurant, you know, and instead of just buying some frozen food, just wherever we can, we should try to support local.
I would say, Adene, you have already one new agent. Look, can you read that?
I think Andre should contact you, Adene. He says, I could be interested for remote areas as well because he is quite far from the market. And I think especially those people are great because everyone loves flowers, you know. I mean, we are missing them in the home so much. And I think wherever we can be, and if we have easier access to them, we should just get flowers.
Andre, by the way, is a great florist. He was trained in Europe. He is a Dutch guy. We were working with him before. He is an absolute creative mind. I can tell you, it's really interesting.
You can copy an email.
Well, Kelsey also
And
Kelsey
chat.
makes another agent for you. So
We've
Kelsey's been here at my open days when I've got, like, I don't know, people probably don't know, but we've got open days in the high season from December till April. And I've seen Kelsey many times here on the farm, and I promise you it takes her a few hours to get through here because she just stops at every flower and she admires it so much. So you're a big flower lover.
Yeah, and I think that is what the most of the people have. They have a passion, you know, and I think passion is what you need to also survive days like that, and then you can also overcome, and the business is picking up.
Yeah, so I personally think if you are a florist, start thinking of supplying people around you in your town, wherever. There's so many ladies loving flowers. They don't get fresh a lot. I mean, you can sometimes you buy flowers and it doesn't last very long because it's been sitting maybe in a shop for a while. Now you've got a chance to get flowers directly from us. We literally, I mean, on my flower farm, we pick, and within 24 hours, those flowers are in the final customer's hands. If you've got your orders beforehand from your group of ladies you're supplying to, you supply to them on that day. You maybe make up beautiful bunches, or you just supply it as is. And we've all have to start being creative and, like, you know, get something else started if you are a wedding florist for now.
But I promise you and me, we have to sit together to make this box where your dahlias can be transported standing and not laying flat, because this will improve your quality tremendously.
And you will have a much wider distribution
Centerplate dahlias don't fly that well always. I mean, I would say 90% of the time it flies well, but if that box gets like a few kicks, you know, when it's flying, it doesn't arrive too well.
But that's what I'm saying. When we get dahlias from Europe, for example, they arrive as perfect as they send them to us. So there's no leaf or no petal is damaged because they stay in a box.
I also, but obviously they strap it as pallets. But in South Africa, I don't know if they probably just take that box and they chuck it on. So even, I don't know.
Transport the same boxes. No, it's not a problem, because these boxes we get from Holland. We also transport to other directions, like to Cape Town, to Durban. So they fly further. And because they are recognized as a standing box, you know, you can even see what is inside. So the carrier actually transport them as a vase, like a vase. You know, they take them like that. Because there's also water in there.
I'll work on that. Well, I've got time now, Sylvia. I promise.
We will work, and also that will increase the possibility of sales for you, for your dahlias, for other areas.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are comments saying, for example, also I completely agree with the flower transportation process. We hate seeing squashed beauties.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
this is it. Obviously, every stem counts, and every little stem that we are that we can sell, obviously, also we want, and the same way you want to just be received in the most perfect way. And that's
And it's not only for the dahlias, you can use it for the ranuncles. We get tulips even in those
Yeah, but
boxes.
ranuncles and anemones, they travel fine lying in the box, no problems. And I mean, we can get like 30 and in the 30 bunches of ranuncles and anemones into one box, which is fantastic for
How
flight cards.
okay? How open you pick them? Like, are they still a little bit closed? Because when you say, yeah.
Yes, they are still a little bit closed. Or they are, we can pick them. It depends, you know, because I know my customers. I know, you know, if I supply it to someone like Mabel or Anli, you know, I know they like it open and beautiful. So I'll pick it a little bit more open for them, or I'll give those bunches to them because they want the flower to be open on the wedding day.
Open.
But if I supply to like a commercial person, then it must be closed. So we pick and back them. It all depends on who we are delivering. So, I mean, my girls, when they pack out, they also keep that in mind. But overall, now going forward, we might just pick them all in bat. But if you use it for weddings, you've got to order anemones and the ranuncles at least 2-3 days before in advance so they can start opening up.
That also comes along with maybe something that a lot of florists, maybe when they go like even for a wholesale point of yours or us, that what they have to have cooling. And I think when you have cooling, then is not only that you can keep the flowers longer fresh, but also you can get them earlier and the process can actually start. The situation why a lot of florists want to get semi-open flowers is because they start working on a Thursday or a Friday on the flowers, and that's why they already need them quite open, because they buy them on the spot, let's say. But for wholesale, I think is necessary to have a cooling.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wholesale, you need cooling. But with me, like I say, with those agents, they need to have orders ready. And when we deliver that same day, they need to like move it on in the same day. But if you want to be a proper professional wholesaler, definitely a cold room. Definitely. Without a doubt, especially if you want to sell something like dahlias, even garden roses, you have to have a cold room because they open up and go off quite quickly.
Yes, exactly. So what is your message actually to the florists, South Africa or African florists? What is your personal message out of this?
So it's basically keep hope. I would say we all need to have faith that everything will get back to normal, hopefully sooner than later. I think the next year is probably going to be tough for all of us. But I think as soon as weddings, as the gates open, it's going to be, you know, there's going to be so much blessing for all of us. So yeah, just keep hope for now, for the next few months till things improve, and reinvent yourself, start a new business, you know, start something else, get like an idea and like a niche, and just start your own thing just to keep yourself afloat, if I can say like that, and keep yourself supported, you and your family. Yeah. So just keep
not afraid. I think be not afraid of what's coming, and trust in yourself, in your creativity, in your spirit, because the most of us are very creative people, and we are very fragile, more than maybe other people. But I think we have even like abilities that puts us ahead of a lot of other people because of our creativity.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm sure our industry is going to be so blessed when everything starts again.
Definitely.
I think you are also, I mean, I just read this. I think you are also an inspiration, and that's why we loved having you here. First of all, I personally love your energy. I love the way how you transport also the love for flowers that you are growing. I think
One can see this in your eyes.
yes.
Oh, yeah,
I-
I love it. I love it. Maybe too much. I get a little bit, I'm a bit addicted
no,
to
there's
it.
not too much love for flowers around. I think this is not possible. It's
No.
great.
I think my
Then
husband will
even-
disagree.
I did not say you
You are
put
way
flowers
too
before him. I just said that you love flowers very much.
Oh, I've got another surprise which I actually want to tell you. So I've imported some butterfly ranuncles from Holland. They were so expensive, but I'm so excited to grow them this season. So for the first time in South Africa, we will have butterfly ranuncles.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I've got the beautiful.
I want to see the first ones.
Yes,
A
we- I'll-
picture.
I want to see a picture.
yeah. So we've got the Adriane. I think that's and then there's yeah. So it's the blush pink one. We purchased those corms, and then there's also like a burgundy one. So yeah, it's the two most popular ones. I actually couldn't get a hold of some of the burgundy ones, and then afterwards the guy said, "No, it's fine. I can have a
Do you
I've had a
also
few."
get Clooney's?
Peonies. No, so it's not
No,
golden eye.
Clooney. No, peony. Clooney.
Ranuncle, Cluny ranuncle.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, so my Italian ranuncles I grow is actually from the same company in Italy. They do the I've got the elegance, and then they've also got the Cluny. So the Cluny, they are nicer. They are a little bit bigger heads, but I mean, lots of the growers actually prefers growing the elegance. I mean, most of the growers, for some or other reason, prefer growing the elegance range, which I grow. So I spoke to the Italians, and I think for now they don't want to send it to Africa just yet, because probably we are too far away from them, and there's a lot of royalties on it. So they need to keep control of it, and they can't keep control when I'm sitting like in Southern Africa, because they do multiply the ranuncles. So every time they multiply and I plant a new one from that corm, I need to pay royalties on that.
Yes.
And because
This is
I am
also
so
important. People don't know about that, about the royalty fees. We have the same with the roses.
Well, the David Olsen roses, yeah.
yeah, no, it's massive. The royalties are massive. Even, I mean, I pay on the hydrangeas royalties. I can't just make plants. I need to pay like 40 Rand a plant every time I want to make like a new plant. So it's expensive. So the elegants they've got a once-off royalty on them, but they don't have like a yearly royalty every time you plant a new plant. So, but Clooney's got that, so they don't want to send it to Africa for now.
But
I promise you, you've seen my Italian ones. I mean, I've got the most beautiful salmon, the most beautiful blush color.
no,
There's no doubt. Like I was just asking because I personally love also the Clooney's, and I was just
I know.
but
I know. We're missing out.
butterfly ranuncles.
Yeah.
We have Brogan, Lambert, Tiberius, butterfly ranuncles. We have Mariette here.
You're breaking up a little bit. I can't hear you breaking up a little bit. Yay for
I'm
the
saying
ranuncles.
we have already
Hello, Mariette.
fans. We have already fans for your ranuncles, for the butterfly ranuncles. So there are a lot of people that are already looking forward to them.
And me too. I am. Very much. And I'm excited to like take a beautiful photograph of it. Then I've got some
One question.
of those giant chrysanthemums this week as well. Whoever wants to purchase, let me know. I've got those big ones. I'll take some photographs of them. They are looking magnificent. Yeah, but they need to. They actually, in the beginning I grew quite a bit of them. I think my first year I had almost 1,000 plants, and I mean they are so much labor to look after them, and they only literally flower for 2 weeks in the year. And 2 weeks are this week and next week. Next week they're actually starting to go off, so this week is the best week. So yeah, we've got them at the moment. Whoever wants, let me know.
Okay, one more question only. Black ranuncles? Do you grow black elegance ranuncles?
Yes, we've got the blackish. It's like a very blackish, darkish color. We've got. Yeah, I actually did a post on my Instagram now recently with them, so you can go and have a look on there.
Andre,
Is it
Andre
Corona?
said,
Is it Corona or is it more the purple?
It's like a plum black color,
Mm.
but with a little bit of burgundy as well. So it's not plum purple. It's more like a burgundy black with with maybe a little of a touch of a plum in it, but yeah, more burgundy black.
Oh, wonderful. We
Wonderful.
can't wait for the renewal,
yes,
actually.
Yes.
and we thank you so much for your time, Adene. It's been wonderful. And
Thank you.
looking at the flowers the whole day, and I think a lot of people do too. But it's great news that you can at least supply Cape Town and surrounding from 1st of May.
Yes.
And I think also as far as we can give more information about how people can access more flowers in the coming weeks,
Yes.
we will do so. I thank you for your inspiration as well, also to like share your ideas and how you grow your business as well. I think it's
Pleasure.
really necessary in this time to also let people realize that there's always something that you can do, and through each and every crisis we can grow.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the message that we also want to share. So thank you so much for your time. Have a
And
lovely
thank you
rest
for
of
having me.
the day.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so lovely to always chat.
Saying thank you. And it was the longest actually set that we ever had the last 2 weeks. And I really enjoyed it. And I can't believe we already chatted 1 hour and 5 minutes.
I know, and it feels like we just started. We can go on for another hour.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should do this more often, like maybe once a month or once every
Yes,
6 months.
definitely. I'm very happy to chat. Yeah, maybe next month, and then we'll get more info and insight what's going on in a month's time. Maybe there's more business opportunities for all the florists out there, and we can like convey it to them. So that's a great idea. I'm more than happy.
Wonderful. Adene, have a wonderful day. And thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.